My people, an update for the channel here for you all today. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous for this. I'm very, very nervous. I can't lie, Loon. So,
I'm being
for,
sacked.
no,
There were
Loon is
files
being
found. Oh God. No.
Loon is being promoted, if anything. Well, it's we're gonna be doing the same amount of content we've been doing. We just got to be smarter with the content that we're doing. I think that's the conclusion that we came to. We love doing the content the way we do it, but boy, it is we we understand it's a passion project for sure. Anywho, let's first start off with the name change. Going from unnecessary rambling to game and ramble. This is something that many viewers have hit me up over. Hey, the name unnecessary rambling, not the best in the world, and I totally agree with that. It's obviously not the best name in the world, but if I'm being completely honest, I don't give a shit about names. To me, it's like all about the content, all about what's inside of the video. But I do understand the packaging matters as well. Um, and so I always, unnecessary rambling for me, it's like I felt, sure, I don't care. My ramblings are unnecessary. But I don't view Loon's ramblings as unnecessary. So we're changing the name of the channel from unnecessary rambling to game and ramble. Um, Hey, listen, is it the greatest name in the world? No, but it's a little bit better, I think. What you think, Loon? You okay with the name change,
I
man?
well, so to put to get everybody on like the same page as us, we were obviously talking about this beforehand, and what I said was let's just like do a mini update. And what this video is isn't just the name change. It's gonna be there's gonna whatever Brandon has on his mind, like content that he wants to explore, that he wants to just get this instead of doing because what I was saying is obviously he could do a channel post and stuff. Not everyone's gonna see that, they're not because even me, because what made me laugh as well when I was thinking when I said that I was like, wow, it doesn't always actually push that out as a notification
Yeah.
because Captain Corndog, one of the viewers, commented on one of my videos 2 weeks ago. I only got the notification yesterday. I was like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's better to do this as a video, and that's probably why a lot of people do choose to do them as videos instead of posts and stuff because it's so unreliable to get it to you all. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with whatever name, whatever it is. It's not. I think we're in the same boat. It's not to us. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
Um, it like you said, the most important thing is just for one doing what we enjoy, and for two doing what you guys enjoy. So that's
Yeah.
what this video is all about, hitting that perfect balance as to what you want to see. So, if there's ever going to be a time to drop suggestions and stuff, it would be this video in this
Yes.
comments.
Yes, like, and I can't emphasize that anymore. Drop your suggestions for stuff you want to see on the channel. Because that's sort of where all of this I've been thinking about a name change for a while, obviously, ever since people have hit me like, yeah, it's not the greatest name in the world. I was like, yeah, it's probably not. It's probably should change this around. I'm just not a name guy, so I've always been, I don't know, just throw something out there. Um, and I'm also indecisive. I think viewers will know that who have been around for a while. I do kind of hop around. And but I think there's a reason that I hop around is because we haven't found it yet. Whatever it is, we haven't found it yet. We love talking about games. We love talking about games in the way we talk about games, and that won't change. Like we're gonna still just be two dudes rambling about games. And I think that was a big importance of, maybe trying to make the name a little bit more, not professional, but a little bit more, whatever the fuck, less self-deprecating, but still keep ramble in the title where it's like we're two dudes rambling about games. That's what we want to do. That's always what we're gonna do. But at the same time, I understand that there's an audience out there who loves our 3, 4 hour rambles. And those will still come every now and then. We'll have an idea for a video and it's like it only fits the 3, 4 hour ramble window. But I think to chop that 3-4 hour ramble into 5 30-minute rambles or whatever the case, like that's probably just going to be a whole lot smarter. And so that means it's going to be a whole lot more content for you guys. And I know that that can kind of be divisive as well, where people are like, don't flood our feeds. Here's the problem. I and Loon can see this on the background as well, is that whenever I was doing videos on a very frequent basis, daily damn near, we were getting a lot of traction on the channel. It was growing considerably. Like to a point where I was like, oh damn, there might be a path we can take here for some sort of, really pushing this thing forward. And then when we slowed it back down, started, going more long form and posting like twice a week or so, obviously there's going to be a dip off there. And I think long term, like very long term, maybe we could pivot back into a podcasting scenario if we grow enough. But we're at the period right now where we just gotta grow this thing. And a couple long form pieces of content a week probably aren't going to grow this thing just as those individual pieces themselves.
Right. So I do have now. This is why it's perfect to why I said like get it in this video so that we can also bounce it off each other. Because
Yes.
you keep. We want to do a Patreon at some point. Obviously, it's that's probably the next big step for the channel. Like obviously this overhaul and stuff is the now, but like further down, I think maybe moving some of the longer stuff over there where it
Yeah.
doesn't because what people also need to be mindful of, because I understand it can sometimes sting to hear, oh well, there's going to be some content that we don't know how that'll pan out. But anything where you're having to pay to access something in some way or form, there's going to be like, oh, don't like that. We 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 need to have growth in some form, and like you said, the way that we've both because we've tried both avenues, and the short form content, getting it out quickly was helping growing, and people, it's fine. Like people enjoy listening to that as well, and I think it's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
more digestible for a viewer to dedicate 30 minutes. Even if you did that
Yes.
daily, like it's 30 minutes, you think, take yourself back to like when you and me were younger. Like 30 minutes is like an episode of The Simpsons when you was eating
Right.
food
Yeah.
at like 6 o'clock to 6:30. It's
Hmm.
that's no time at all. 3 hours, however,
Yeah.
like we love doing them, but like to put it into like that's Lord of the Rings, man.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the kind of things where we need to draw them comparisons where it's like, yeah, absolutely we will still do these things, but we need to be
Yes.
smarter with them because there's a lot of people where it's like, yeah, even if you did it one of them every 4 days, they still got to sit down for 3 hours. So we understand, that struggle. So yeah, I
I
think that
want
could
to
be a Patreon idea of doing a longer thing.
I love that we're doing this kind of on the fly where Loon and I haven't really talked about a lot of this, so we're just shooting the shit here. And so this whole all right.
You're like, you're an
So I'm
idiot. Get
gonna
out of here.
no, I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on the Patreon thing, and
Mm-hmm.
you tell me how you feel. I don't want to do Patreon right now. And I know that that's you've been like, dude, come on, you gotta rip the damn band-aid off at some point. And I get that, I do. But I want to see if what we're gonna do right here works first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to I, fuck it. I'm gonna be totally honest. Um, I don't want to launch into a Patreon right now if I'm not completely certain how long I'm gonna be doing this. Um, and I know that's like fucking a bummer to hear, and I know that I'm not going to ask people to pay money unless we can find a lane that works. You know what I mean? I know it's crazy because I've been doing content, creating content for over 5 years, and then Unnecessary Rambling has been around for a couple years, and we're still in like the infancy. We're still growing. You know, we still got to find the thing. And I don't want to ask people to pay money until I feel like we're on stable ground. Because right now it's unbelievably wobbly to the point where I all right, if we're just fucking totally being completely open and honest, here's my honest thinking. Look, and you can hit me back if you think that it's off the mark. I'm kind of thinking if this here doesn't work, if we can't really sustain this and find good growth, I'm probably thinking like, hey, once a week a podcast, and we just do it for fun and not care at all about trying to grow the thing. So I'm not saying it's all fucking do or die on this format right here working. Sure, I'm sure we'll pivot a little bit. We're gonna make pivots, make changes, try to figure things out. Like I'm not, I, I don't even know if it's in me to give up on this. You know what I mean? But there is that thing in the back of my mind where it's like I love this more than damn near anything on the planet. Like I love doing this. You know the old saying, if you love it as much as if you want it as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Shit like that. I kind of feel that way, where it's like I almost feel like I want to give my all to this shit just to see if it can possibly work. It's like this has been a dream of mine for years, for decades. Um, and so, but at the same time, there's the financial reality of going, okay, this is a lot of time. This is a real time commitment. And not just the recordings. Because that's the thing, we're not film critics, we're not television critics, we're not movie critics, we're not music critics. We don't get to listen to an hour long album and review it. We play 30, 40-hour long games and have to review those. So it's a real time commitment. And we don't fuck around. Like I'm not trying to blow smoke up our own ass, but like it, once again, if we're just being totally honest with the viewer, I for one think that we're one of the best 1-2 punches in games coverage. I think we play games more than 99.9% of people who are paid to play games. And I think we cover games better than most people who are paid to cover games. So I believe in this shit in my soul. But we gotta figure out how to get new people to believe in it as well, you know?
So my thought process is when we were talking about it, because I think I brought this up to you. I don't know when it was. It was fairly recently. Of saying I think I don't know if that's perhaps where this is spurned from, but like targeting that shorter content
Yeah.
as the backbone, as much as we, because I know you and me both love, dude. We just sit there and talk and talk and talk. We sat there and do the live stream reactions of the stuff, and we still then speak to everybody afterwards. And then even when we cut that, we're sat there for 45 minutes together afterwards.
Yes.
Just like it's just yeah, that's the beauty of finding someone, working with them, and actually enjoying their company and hearing
Yeah.
their thoughts. Um, so I think how I'm viewing it, and obviously you're the head honcho, so it's whatever you say goes. But I think what would probably be wise is short form content as the backbone for the time being. Run with that for I don't know 5 6 months,
Yeah,
because you
even a
can't do it
year.
in a short, you can't do it in a short window. We need to see how it goes over the course, but we also need to, I don't like, it needs to be consistent, and I mean like pinpoint consistent. So is this going
Yeah.
to be a daily upload at a time, a bi-daily upload at a time? Like it needs to be on the same time every single time we upload. And that's the kind of thing, like we need to take, this is it, we're taking it seriously.
Yeah, the
um
only thing with that though is like with the news shit, I say if we can get it as quick as we can, even if it's not at, 11 a.m. Central or whatever, just as if hey, big breaking news, let's get that shit out as quickly as we can. You know what I mean? If you and I have time. Obviously, we both have real lives and we both have to work and we're not going to be able to do this like full-time creators can. But I agree. Like at least having a idea for if we shoot for every other day, but we hit every day, I think that's fine. But having a target goal that we're trying to commit to.
Because then, yeah, I don't want this to sound. I don't even know the word that you'd pick. I don't want it to sound big headed, but what people need to understand when you're in content creation and you have to you have to become part of people's daily routines. That
No.
whether or not you like it, unfortunately, it's that kind of thing of like because I don't even feel like I can't imagine like it's the thing of like where we because we put it out there and we like I forget some of the stuff that we do. Like we record it and then it doesn't go out for like 2 weeks.
Right.
And then you drop it down. And I'm like, oh yeah, we did that. Huh? I forgot about that. But there's people that I don't know. Maybe there's people that are sitting there waiting because I remember. Well, I can put myself in the shoes. I was a viewer once on with your channel in easygoing gaming, and it was thing in the back of my mind every now and then. I'm like, oh, why hasn't he put out a video in like 3 days?
Yeah.
Kind of want that kind of thing, and that's what you want. You want that like just being subconsciously there every now and then to be like, oh, well, what are they doing? What have they done? Even if it's where it's not just relying on an automated system pushing them to that.
Totally.
So that consistency thing I think could help.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't even touch upon it. Obviously, this is a new layout as well that we'll be going with, side
Yeah.
by side. The new background which Brandon has beautifully crafted. Anything any thumbnail, any artistic thing that goes on in the channel, that none of that gets any props to me because I have the artistic quality of like a brick. It
Well, hey,
is Brandon's doing.
I'll give your production artistic quality a massive pat on the back because this is kind of the impetus for all of this is that Loon is doing the behind the scenes work. So, like us running on screen right now on OBS with this background, like Loon is the one, and like pop in a trailer. You can you run that? Like Loon can instantly, boom, he hits a button, a damn trailer pops up, and so this is going to kind of be what we look at going forward, where Loon is able to pretty much edit in real time. So that saves me so much time. And once again, just looking to use our time more efficiently. That's the whole idea with this. Um, and so we're I guess I should say news is back. That's probably a big thing. News was one of the biggest drivers for the channel last year were people tuning into the news videos. And I pivoted away from that because once again, I'm running on fucking the lowest, slowest internet on the planet and I'm trying to upload daily and it's taking me an hour and a half to upload a 10-minute video. It's like that's not that it's just it's fucking ridiculous. Sitting there waiting on that and um but now with Loon being able to upload it with his hyper fast, ultra whatever the hell broad, well, I don't know what even the terms are, but Loon being able to upload it in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes for a 20-minute video. And then I go in, thumbnail it, tag it, timestamp it, and we're working together as a collaborative effort here where before I was doing absolutely everything for the news videos. You know what I mean? So that's just such a weight of time lifted off my shoulders. And so sharing that responsibility a good bit, I think will allow us to be much more productive. So news is back. The long-winded fucking way of saying news is back. Loon and I are going to be doing news. Loon and I love doing news back in the day, covering news. It's once again time. We time is a fleeting resource that is hard to grasp and hold and stick it in a bottle and capture that shit. It's but news did well. We hope that news is going to continue to do well for us. And it's just going to be, rambling about the topics of the week. But also, we don't want to lose our soul to the news grind either. And we're never going to do the fucking grifting. We're never going to do the console warring. We're never going to do any of the shit. We like the old, and even the name Game and Ramble. If I'm being real, there's a little bit of a nod there to Game Informer. I like that style of content. And I obviously instead of informing, we're rambling. But I like that old school sort of content. But I don't want to be them either. I don't want to be a reporter. I don't want to be a journalist. I like the lane of content creator. I like the lane of being just some dude rambling. I like that shit a lot. I don't want to look like professional, but I also don't want to look like a fucking moron where we're just finding the latest and greatest thing to, you know, to fucking drop some clickbaity bullshit and give some opinion that we don't even have, but you know what I mean.
No, you. This is the thing. Whether or not like you agree with us, like we've had so many instances now on the channel where whenever we're talking about something, you know it's our opinion
Yes.
because no one else shares that. Who like examples I'll give. Who the hell has sat there on KCD2 and said something about the legs? Like that's a Brandon thing, man. That is a Brandon thing, you know. And then there's me, you know, everything like sitting there shouting to the rooftops that Swan Song is clearly like the greatest vampire game ever made. Like it, you will never agree with us 100% of the time, and we don't want you to agree with us 100% of the time because that's not how opinions should be.
Yeah.
When you experience, and I've said this time and time again, art, which is what video games are, it's your interpretation on the art. There are going to be every single minute intricacy that you look at in that piece of art, just like you would reading a book, watching a film, you know, looking at a painting. And there'll be something that clicks for you that doesn't click for someone else. That doesn't mean you're wrong. That doesn't mean they're wrong. And that's the kind of thing is that we bring these when we discuss at the end of the month and stuff. Assassin's Creed Shadows, for instance, and we had very two divided opinions on the game. Neither of us are wrong and neither of us are right. Like it, we're right in our own regard of how we feel about it, yeah. But that doesn't mean that takes away like because I very much enjoyed it and you just didn't. So we're giving our opinions and our thoughts on it, and
Yeah.
that's great because it also invites the viewer to be genuine as well. When I go
Yes.
into the comments, I don't want to hear the same stuff of being parroted around because that drives me insane. Is when
And
I see people when you know it's not their own opinion because they're regurgitating something that's been in a popular video, and it's just like, okay, that serves no purpose, my man. Like, really, like, come on, come
yeah.
with your own critiques. This is the whole point, and this is why whenever like even because we've had comments like that, and I always try and give people an out. That's why whenever I'm commenting and stuff, I try to spin it around and try to pick their brain on it to make them critically think or something like that, and just be like, all right, well, how about this? I try and like pivot it from a different angle and get them to actually give their own opinion and stuff like that. And also just bouncing off. I don't have to do that a lot of the time with our commenters, thankfully, because they do.
That's
They
a
go in with their own opinions, and it's such a joy. It's what I say. Like I genuinely love. I think you much more enjoy the process of the video stuff. I just love going in the weeds and commenting with people and just being like, man, this is. I'm so fascinated by like how you came to that, like how that's resonated with you and stuff like that. And you know, what are you playing and stuff like that's. I love that so much.
yeah. And I want to piggyback off of what you just said there. We have cultivated and created a awesome fucking community. And so anytime I've maybe even thought about like, hey, I could whenever I did the Xbox is killing Xbox video and it took off, it's like shit, it probably wouldn't be a hard living to just make some version of this video every fucking day. I just thought about you guys, where it's like, y'all don't deserve that bullshit. Y'all, we've called and when I made a video, Xbox is killing Xbox, I believed that shit in my soul. Like it was, I remember the whole thing. I can give you the exact moment I felt that. Indiana Jones was revealed as this big reveal at Summer Games Fest or Gamescom, and it was the one last thing on the trailer where it says coming to PS5, and it's like, yo, you can't that's a horrible way to run your console business. I believed that to my core, still do. And so I made that video. But sure, whenever I see it get 10,000 views or whatever, I'm like, motherfucker. When I see it make 10 times the money I make for 3 months work, I'm like, dude, so I can just become an anti-Xbox guy and make a living off that? Huh. But here's the thing. I respect y'all way too much for that shit. I respect all of you way too much for that shit. Um, and when I drop down and I see the comments and I don't see a bunch of garbage and I see like a genuine community who genuinely wants real game discussion, I can't fucking pivot from that. I cannot pivot from that into some easy cash grabby horse shit. We're gonna do this shit our way, and if we fail our way. Fuck it, like it is what it is. And if we just, and that's there's a decent percentage chance that we fail. Like I'm not oblivious to that. This is a fucking. There's a lot of people vying for that carrot at the end of the stick, and only a few get it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. And if we don't, that's also why I don't want to launch a Patreon yet. Just to pivot back to that, if we start seeing momentum and it's like I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. I don't feel that way yet. Just being real. I do not feel that way yet. But if we get there, then that's when okay, we can launch into this Patreon thing and try to really go that route. But we gotta find the thing first.
Mhm.
And so yeah, at this point I'm just rambling. Also, I want to say the like game of the year, and I don't want anyone to worry about that stuff. That is, that's top dog content for us. That does great for us. The game of the year predictions, long form predictions videos, just like we got a 4 hour top 100 Xbox 360 games video coming out. So for my long form people, do not worry. That's not. It's probably not going to be the main thing, but I don't, it's really not the main thing. It hasn't been the main thing for a while. It's a part of the thing, and it'll continue to be a part of the thing. But we're just going to try to be a little bit smarter with our time. Yeah. I'm glad we had this talk and as open because we didn't, prepare anything coming into this. I feel like a big weight has been lifted off my shoulders because this was just like genuinely from the soul into your ears. So yeah, this feels like a weight off the shoulders because even yeah, it feels nice. So I was nervous about this. I still got a lot of nervous energy right now, but I should have exercised before this or did
No,
something
that's
like
but
fucking
that's fine. Like you said, I think going in with no notes and just it was spontaneous. We didn't even know that this
yeah.
is the video. We sat down to make a completely different video, and we were just talking about these things.
Right.
And I was the one that was like, "Dude, why don't we just do a video on it? Like,
Yeah.
keep everybody on the same page because, like you said, it all goes back to also why not? You don't want to take the easy route of just grifting on things. Like, we respect all of you
Yeah.
massively. And we're so fortunate to have every single one of you that comes down there and comments and likes and watches whatever we decide to put out. Any stupid piece of content, from deciding to join us on what do you call it, split fiction stuff like that. Like anytime we try anything, and there's always people that will be like, yeah, man, and just give support, and it's heartwarming.
Yes. Yeah. Guys, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Genuinely, we really, really do. That not just marketing speak. Like I genuinely am so fucking grateful that we have an audience in the vein of this audience, in the form of this audience, where it's like real game discussion in the year 2025. Are you kidding me? Real game discussion? Where do you get that? It's like fucking yeah. So I'm very, very grateful. But I do want, before we jump off of this, please, please, please hit us with your feedback, man. I want to take this opportunity where there's this massive pivot, this massive change to where it's like if there's something that you love, a piece of content that you love from us and you do not want to see go away, please let us know. And then while we're definitely, we want to make sure that we're increasing the numbers and doing better in that regard, but we also want to make sure that there's not we're not pulling things away from you that you all really, really enjoy. That's a
We're trying to
massive, massive,
sacrifice as little
yeah,
from you people so that
yeah,
nothing, we're not completely rocking the boat and stuff like that. We want to do what we love, but we just need to be smart.
yeah. And to that point, if there's anything in this vein of the shorter form content that you're like, dude, I think y'all would crush this, or just some random idea. I've been I am a fucking loser. But I have been like I've been thinking all of the two people shows out there outside of the game space that do interesting shit. And I've just like been going and I've been watching like Stash Club Wrestling and like what did they do that we could steal from these guys? What is the NFR podcast? What did they do that we could possibly put our own spin on? So I'm looking around trying to come up with new ideas for this new direction. It's exciting. It's anxiety inducing, it's the right step, and I know that. I know without a doubt that you got to pivot. You got to pivot. If things aren't, and things are fine. Like it's not like our views dropped off a
Oh yeah,
cliff or
yeah.
anything.
We should have clarified that much. We're not seeing retention rates lowered and
No.
subscribers dropping out and stuff like that. Like, but it's the type of thing of like, with us wanting to grow it, we don't want like the slightest level of incline. Like, we're gonna try different stuff because if we can get a sharp spike, that helps everybody out massively.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, guys. Well, Loon, I appreciate you for joining me for this long ass ramble that did just impromptu little fucking ramble here that turned into a 45-minute diatribe. I don't even know how long this recording
That was
was.
only 32 minutes.
Hey, 32 minutes.
There you
Something that
go.
we probably could have got out in 5 minutes. We spin into a 32-minute thing. So for anybody worried about content becoming 5 minute, 10-minute, just nothing burgers, well, here's a 32-minute nothing burger for you. But no, this is pretty big. Unnecessary rambling is no more. It's fucking kind of wild. Game and Ramble. It's the future. It,
Yeah.
I don't know. We appreciate you guys, and we're gonna get into some more recordings and excited. Hope y'all are as well, and leave us any feedback that you do have. We appreciate you guys, and we shall see you very, very soon. Goodbye.
See you later.